Aid Bank chairman optimistic new lending initiatives will trigger economic growth over the next few years. Homeowners want to guard against imposters as they try to build back post-Hurricane Maria. And a bad start for Windward's volcanoes in the Super 50 Cup. I'm Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details of these and other stories after this.
Do you need more cash for that home improvement? Then come to Fast Cash, where we give you more. At Fast Cash, our customers get more funds and more time to repay. But wait, can't come to us? We'll come to you, and our mobile officer will get you on your way. Small businesses, consumers, and taxi owners, Fast Cash has more for everyone. Simply call or visit any of our locations for more, smarter, faster, better. Fast Cash. Terms and conditions apply.
M&J Covering is the producer of designed galvanized and galvalume in Dominica. They design to your specifications, color and length, 4 styles of galvanized and galvalume pre-painted roofing sheets as requested, and supply all your galvalume accessories. M&J Covering helps you control spending and reduce waste. At M&J Covering, they are also equipped to build your roof to precise standards anywhere on island. So come to M&J Covering at 1 Mile in Portsmouth or call 445-5001 275-5003 today.
Welcome back. First up, homeowners have been warned to keep up their guard against people who look to swindle them during this vulnerable period. Andrea Dewey explains.
This piece of advice comes from President of the Builders and Contractors Association of Dominica, Anthony LeBlanc. LeBlanc says homeowners need to be mindful of whom they allow to construct roofs and repair houses, as uncertified builders or contractors are being given these jobs. When asked what steps homeowners should take to protect themselves from being scammed by those who purport to be contractors and builders, LeBlanc says the most important document a homeowner can have is a contract with the said builder.
My first advice to homeowners is that before they enter into a contract with anybody to rebuild their house, whether it's the roof or whatever portion of their house, they should seek some background information about that person. They should ask for references from persons that individual or contractor has built for before Maria. Somebody would have something good to say about them, their quality of work, their cost, their timeliness. And from other professionals in the construction sector, be it engineers, architects, or other contractors who are bona fide. They should enter into a contract, as I said before. They should not just loosely agree to rebuild the house for $5,000 or $10 or what have you, but should enter into a contract, an agreement outlining the broad terms of what they ought to do, and also the cost, and also the time frame. It's very important that they protect themselves. That agreement should have something that deals with defects.
LeBlanc also advised homeowners to team up with professional consultants who can oversee work being done on their properties, especially if they are unable to get time off from work to oversee their projects.
What I would advise, and what I advise quite frequently, is that the homeowner should seek as much as possible to team up with a professional or semi-professional person who can oversee the work for them. That is their kettle of fish. We often try to get into things that we are not qualified for, and there can be a danger if the homeowner takes everything onto his or her account and is not qualified to deal with the issues. So I suggest strongly that you seek professional advice, and rather than trying to do all the supervision, all the quantities, all the purchases yourself, in the end you may be penny wise, pound foolish.
LeBlanc pointed out that the increasing number of unskilled individuals claiming to be contractors and getting jobs is affecting the Builders and Contractors Association and the wider public.
What it means is that it limits how much the volume of work that you can do. If you do not have skilled persons that you can rely on, then it's difficult to take on more work. And how do we fix that? The only way we can fix that is to train more persons, whether it's on the job or whether it's at school. As you know, not enough is being done about technical education and vocational education in Dominica. Very little is being done at the college of significance. And therefore, for a number of years, we have been saying that we need to beef up, we need to do more, we need to train more, we need to certify more, and our cries have been falling on deaf ears. And post-Maria homeowners, the rank and file Dominican, the average person is seeing what happens now.
The BCAT president noted that a shortage of skilled labor, which existed before Maria, has worsened since the storm. Reporting for Channel 5 News, I am Andrea Louis.
Chairman of the Agricultural Industrial Development Bank, Martin Charles, says he is positive Dominica will see economic growth within the next 3 years. The Aid Bank on Tuesday launched several new and modified on-lending initiatives with relaxed conditions in response to Hurricane Maria's impact. Charles pointed out that these measures are meant to increase the country's chances at economic recovery.
And as was articulated, that the government of Dominica has been very instrumental as our major shareholder in ensuring that we have the requisite funds to be able to inject in the local economy. And so when we would have taken a decision to retrofit Clay Harbor or to facilitate our hotel stock, to improve on the hotel stock, making our rooms export ready, we are hoping that this will create employment in the economy. And so you ask for a time frame. I'm not an economist, but in my small mind, it says to me that if all the programs that are being put in place can get off the ground and get going, within the next 2 to 3 years, Dominica will be well on its way to economic recovery.
Aid Bank's risk analysis and impact assessment following the September 2017 disaster shows 88% of borrowers of its mortgage loans suffered the most losses.
The bank has assessed that its tourism facilities in the PCAT area suffered an overall damage of 19%. The assessment undertaken of the other tourism facilities resulted in 48% of damages. Agriculture. A significant percentage of the agricultural loan portfolio, approximately 78%, sustained damages of their farms, fishing, poultry, piggery, and farm vehicles. The bank has assessed its customers in the manufacturing sectors. The finding reveals that 59% of clients were damaged. An assessment undertaken of most of the bank's clients within the services and transportation sectors has revealed about 26% damage to date.
There's been an increase in the demand for loans at the financial institution, and Charles is crediting the government's decision to lower interest rates on some of its existing loan facilities.
Though the demand for loans may not decrease, the increase in unemployment is likely to result in increased loan delinquency and increased risk of default.
Charles remains optimistic with regard to prospects for economic growth in various sectors.
Because as you know, we lost over 200% of our GDP. And this morning, by way of making the resources available, reducing on the interest rates to the farmers, providing them with grant funding and technical assistance, this will enable our farmers in particular to go out back to their farms, to have production up within the next 8 to 9 months so that we can recommence our trade, our Hoxha trade between the French countries and Dominica. We are hoping as well that with Ross University, as you know, we have quite a few of our facilities down at Ross, in the vicinity of Ross. And if they could come to the bank, we have this 2% facility available to them, that they can give some semblance of normalcy back in Picard that will give Ross some comfort to returning back to Dominica.
In more news, members of the Dominica Press Corps and Media Workers Association of Dominica have until September 2018 to meet the standards required to join the Association of Caribbean Media Workers under one national body. The executive of the Association of Caribbean Media Workers has handed down that decision after meeting with executive members of both groups in January. The judgment pointed out that neither MWAD nor the Dominica Press Corps have met the ACM's criteria to become a full-fledged member of the regional body. MWAD has consequently been suspended as a full-fledged member of the ACM pending regularization of its operations, while the Dominica Press Corps has been granted observer status to attend the ACM's General Assembly in Barbados in March. The ACM executive considered factors including the legal standing and official recognition of the organizations, the representative spread of the respective membership bases, the independence of the organizations to play the role of defender of press freedom, and the current operational status of the organizations. In the meantime, interim president of the Dominica Press Corps, Gavin Richards, says the group's inaugural annual general meeting on Saturday will bring it a step closer to joining the ACM.
So we have some work to do to get things in place if we are to become a full-fledged member of the Caribbean Media Workers Association. I can say that we have our annual general meeting scheduled for this Saturday, the 3rd of February at the UE Open Campus. And of course, this is one of the steps that we had to take to become a full-fledged member, to have our first annual general meeting, and also to present a constitution. So we are putting things in place where we can become full-fledged members, and we're hoping to get that done as soon as possible.
Carlisle John Baptist is the focal point representative for MWAD. The largest non-governmental organization in France has expressed interest in expanding its involvement in Dominica beyond post-Hurricane Maria relief in Portsmouth and the Kalinago territory. Julian Morris reports.
A visiting group met with head of the Environmental Coordinating Unit on Tuesday to discuss plans to contribute to sustainable development in Dominica. Secours Populaire Français has over 1,100,000 members and assisted 3 million needy people in France last year. Dominica now brings to 81 the number of countries with which the organization has established relations.
During the first moment, during emergency, we brought by sea food. Still now, every week we distribute food, some sanitary materials, water in bottle, and things to protect people, tarpaulin, for people. And we also organized during the period of Christmas a lot of feasts for families. We bought especially food for this big moment, and we also proposed the family to choose plays, toys for their children for this period. It was a very nice moment because it was a very big feast and hope for the future.
The group wants to engage local stakeholders to develop programs to help Dominica better prepare to deal with disasters.
We want to go step by step so we can do big programs for future in sustainable development. We had this meeting because we have to see with the authorities what is the priorities of the countries where we can do things. And we know that perhaps European community can also help us to collect money. They would like that we develop a relationship with the Cuba population because they have, in fact, a lot of experience about hurricane and how to protect people. Perhaps we can do things like this.
In other news, Miss Teen Dominica 2017 is playing her role in helping prepare her peers for the upcoming regional exams. Here is Andrea Louis with more.
Cheyenne Dewhurst, who won the title on 19th of February 2017, says she felt compelled to help youth prepare for CXC and CSEC exams since, coupled with the stress of getting ready for these tests, is the added trauma of Hurricane Maria. To this end, Dewhurst hosted a yoga session titled Life is Simple If You Find Your Purpose, which was led by Yogi Rosella Fanu, which falls under her platform Winners Never Quit and Quitters Never Win.
So today's yoga session is to assist us in coping with the stress of the CXC examinations and the trauma that some of us are holding on to since Hurricane Maria. It is vital that we rebuild physically, but rebuilding internally for the soul is just as important. So my platform, Winners Never Quit, Quitters Never Win. It is my aim that I finish my high school education, and by doing so with intensive work and preparation, because I am determined and will remain positive so that I can succeed in my examinations.
And how do you plan to bring about this mentality to your fellow students, those others in fifth form with you?
I encourage everybody to work hard and to just keep a positive attitude and remain focused and to just relax, since this is the purpose of today's yoga event. I encourage all my peers to practice proper time management, so just balance your work ethics and to just keep a positive attitude towards everything and remain focused. Do not get distracted.
Cheyenne says Hurricane Maria also impacted the activities she planned to carry out as her platform projects. However, she has had a fulfilling reign as Miss Teen Dominica thus far.
Even though Hurricane Maria dampened many of my plans, like taking part in the 2017 Miss Caribbean Talented Teenage Pageant, however, I am greatly honored to be Miss Teen Dominica 2017. I have made appearances at several shows and events like the 2017 Youth and Golden Drum Awards and Miss Francophonie, so all these experiences has been very fulfilling and exciting. My reign has been, oh my God, it has been extremely exciting, even though Hurricane Maria dampened many of my plans. However, I am greatly honored for this title.
As a result of Hurricane Maria, Cheyenne is currently continuing her education in fifth form at the St. Joseph Convent in Castries, St. Lucia. Reporting for Channel 5 News, I am Andrea Louis.
Thousands of farmers from the west, north, southeast, east, central, south and northeast agricultural regions should have already received post-Hurricane Maria assistance. Here's more.
Government teamed up with the World Bank to make available $18 million in temporary relief for farmers and fishers. The grant funds distributed over several days were intended to help over 4,000 farmers and fishers, among them 900 commercial farmers and fisherfolk who were impacted by Hurricane Maria. Farmers who claimed they had not yet received funds turned up outside government headquarters Monday. Police were on hand to ensure that things did not get out of control. Some were of the view that while the gesture was a good one, the grant money would not go very far, particularly in light of the cost of farm inputs.
Most people who work on the farm for you asking for $50 per day. Okay. Some asking $60 per day. So if you go to that figure, then a half bag of fertilizer is $70. If the fertilizer is $70 per bag, $60-something per bag, a gallon, you're going to buy Gramazone $70-something per gallon. Just think of that. I don't have to go further with you that. I don't have to tell you how much you should give the farmer. It's the things that the farmer need to use. That, when you have to decide that, where that can go. If you have to have 10 person working with you, that can bring you nowhere.
I live on my farm and I have one field supervisor to do the work for I get what I deserve. My house mash up, shed mash up, both free storm, 2 storms, all of them are in the river way. Land eroding, and I haven't seen nobody.
Channel 5 News understands that there is a proper channel in place for farmers who may not have received grant funds.
You're watching Channel 5 News. Your sports highlights is next. First up on the sports scene, Windward's Volcanoes started their campaign in the Super 50 Cup on a losing note when Marooners combined campuses and colleges won that match by 117 runs on Tuesday. Kenny Williams has the details.
Sent into bat, Marooners scored 288 all out in 48.2 overs. Kejon Otley added a timely 66, while Kyle Corbin assisted with 44. Keswick Williams took 4 wickets for 70 runs. Set 289 for victory, Volcanoes failed to meet the target and was bowled out for 113 in 29.3 overs. The opening batsman fell for duck, while the highest scoring Volcanoes batsman in that match was Delron Johnson, 28. Ryan Hines picked up 3 for 22.
One West Indies player hits back at management for building a perception that he isn't interested in playing one-day internationals.
Dwayne Bravo, a 35-year-old all-rounder, hasn't played that format of the game in close to 4 years, but insists that such a situation arose because of a lack of clarity from the selectors regarding his role in the team as opposed to his not wanting to play ODIs. Additionally, Bravo called out the chairman of the panel, Courtney Brown, for claiming that they had been in contact recently. While announcing West Indies squad for the 2019 World Cup qualifiers, Brown said Dwayne Bravo was not contacted since he previously indicated he is no longer available to play cricket for the West Indies. However, Bravo refuted those claims, saying he has never expressed any desire to end his West Indies career, at least not to CWI or the team management. He added that he hadn't had a conversation with the chairman nor anyone from the board in the last 6 months about any West Indies cricket. Bravo admits, saying in a recent interview, however, that he doesn't see himself playing 50-over cricket again, despite his interest due to the lack of communication from the board. Bravo last represented West Indies in September 2016, but remains a popular figure in T20 franchise cricket. He is currently in Australia with the Melbourne Renegades, who have made it to the playoffs of the Big Bash League. On Saturday, he was bought by Chennai Super Kings to play the IPL for approximately US $1 million.
Locally, the Cassie Bruce and Portsmouth secondary schools will soon battle it out for bragging rights in the Secondary Schools Under-17 Football Championships.
This follow wins in their respective semi-final games on Monday. In their match against Goodwill Secondary, CBSS edged out their opponents with a final qualifying 3-2 win. Troy Luis, Shermani Graham, and Mitch Jeremy did the damage for CBSS, while Jervon Henry and Dervon Valmont scored for GSS. In the other semi-final match, PSS and St. Mary's Academy played to a 2-all draw and finished on penalty kicks, where PSS emerged victorious. The finals of the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-17 Football Championship is scheduled for Casabruce on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Meantime, the Secondary School Girls Netball Championship continues on Friday with 3 matches. At 2:30 p.m., Wesley High will come up against St. John's Academy at Portsmouth, while at Marigot, Northeast Comprehensive will do battle with Isaiah Thomas Secondary. The Portsmouth grounds will host a match between Dominica State College and Portsmouth Secondary at 3 in the afternoon.
In this final sports item, India crushed Pakistan in Tuesday's semi-final to secure a spot in the ICC Under-19 World Cup Finals with a 203-run win. Kenny Williams reports.
Batting first, India scored 272 with 9 wickets down. Shubman Gill added an undefeated century of 102 not out to help steer the win. Mohamed Musa took 4 for 67 and Arshad Lakbal 3 for 51. Set an unlikely 273 for victory, Pakistan fell short and was only able to score 69 in 29.3 overs. The highest score by a Pakistani batsman in that match was Ruhali Nazir's 18. Aishan Porel picked up 4 wickets for 17 runs. This means that India will come up against Australia in the final, which is carded for February 3 in a day-night match.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, galvanized and fenced pipe. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
To end the news, the headlines again. Aid Bank chairman optimistic new lending initiatives will trigger economic growth over the next few years. Homeowners want to guard against imposters as they try to build back post-Hurricane Maria. And a bad start for Windward's Volcanoes in the Super 50 Cup. Feel free to contact us at news@marpin2k4.com. You can also access our past newscasts on YouTube and on tdnentertainment.net. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Idona John Baptist. Thanks for watching. Join us again tomorrow.